Sequels are seldom as good as the original, but some epics need to be told in more than one shot. Hey, it's your buddy Moojuicemajik here, and the reason I bring that up is not because we're doing a movie review, but because I did a video, started to do a reaction video to Soggy Cereal's debunking, quote unquote, of DOGPACK404's allegations. My goal was to do that one as a reaction. Then I realized this video is an hour and a half long, and I had gotten nowhere with it, far enough with it to justify continuing, in my opinion, another one until maybe if I build a bigger audience over time, I'll do super long form videos. But for now, I kind of wanted to make it, around like below the half-hour-ish mark. So I thought, hey, I'd sit down and watch it and then write some notes and maybe come back with some more information. But I got to thinking about it, and I feel like it would just be more sincere if I just continued to watch it and do a little another part of it. I didn't get to everything I wanted to yet in the video, obviously, and we're going to go from where I left off, basically, is what we're going to do. So bear with me. I'm going to give my honest opinion about things like I do, as I do. I did see that Mudahar from Some Ordinary Gamers made a video about this that I'm going to watch. And I did see that Asmongold also made a video where I think he was just reacting to the entire video, judging by the runtime. I'm going to watch that too. And I think actually the Asmongold video is probably why I even got suggested to do this. Because the person that suggested it is an Asmongold, avid Asmongold watcher. I do enjoy Asmongold's stuff from time to time. I really have an interest to see what Mudahar has to say, because he approaches things very rationally and from a very business and legal perspective. And I really appreciate that about him. If you notice, I try to be similar for the most part. I have a lot of comedy in it because that's more my genre, but I do try to take things as serious and close to the cuff as I can when necessary. So let's get back to this. And basically, where we're at now is this is the board of things from DOGPACK404. Okay. And Soggy Cereal is going to start breaking it down bit by bit to what he disproves. I believe is where we left off.
And this wall features most of DOGPACK404's accusations, and I say most because at this point there are just so many that I might have forgotten a few, and every time I disprove one of his accusations, it'll be crossed through with red marker. Every time I prove one to be uncertain, I'll add a blue question mark to it, and every time an accusation DOGPACK made is true, I'll add a green check mark to it.
Okay.
And I know that
I like that. I like that he's willing to say, hey, some of these are going to be accurate, some of these are going to be questionable. Like he's got the question marks on the Jake Weddle one. That's a good call, because Jake is kind of a, I don't want to say dark horse, that's not the right term for it, but he's got some, his intentions are hard to tell. I think that he's overall sincere in what he feels, but I think he's an incredibly emotional person, and that makes him a very difficult witness testimony to have, brought forth. Because again, these charges are criminal in nature. If you want to break it down, this isn't just about hurting MrBeast's career on YouTube, which I've said this before, it's not going to happen. The guy is set. He's always going to have followers. It's just going to happen that way. It's not going to hurt him that much if this turns out to be true, unless he ends up in jail. That could change things, but it doesn't seem like that's where it's going to go. And I'm happy about that, because no crime means no victims. And I would much rather that MrBeast be just as sincere a guy as, any other businessman. And it's, yeah, we're going to continue, because already DOGPACK, as of the last video, is kind of, his integrity is a little bit sus.
That you and I and everyone else wants to know about the illegal lotteries.
That is one of the main things.
3 malicious and predatory illegal lotteries as get-rich-quick scheme? But
okay, so sorry, I cut it off again. The other thing I was thinking of that I wanted him to bring up, and I hope he does, is the charitable stuff. Because the charity thing was the other thing that really stood out to me, aside from the lotteries and the dealing with kids part. Not the creepy accusations, but like just getting kids to buy things. And again, I said that's more of a marketing thing. Everybody distributes to their audience, and Jimmy's audience is kids, right? Younger people. But when it comes to like this, and then like the charities, if he's doing kind of fraudulent charity stuff, that's where I'm at with it, because that's the legal stuff. The rest of it's hearsay and pretty questionable.
I'll
best.
talk about them throughout my video in between all of the other accusations, starting right now with the alleged illegal lottery number 3 claim of DOGPACK404. Or should I say doctoring up evidence to make more convincing claims you knew to be untrue. Back 404. Yeah, Dawson, I'm the first one who noticed. See, for the third illegal lottery by sure to be in a video live stream, DOGPACK claims they only informed people on the website that no purchase was necessary. But did you read the description? You know, the description which I got via the Wayback Machine, where it literally says
I didn't do.
Free entry available on sites.
Oh, snap. I did not do this. This is not due diligence on your buddy Moo's part. This is a good catch. I'm glad that he used the Wayback Machine and did this, because I haven't heard anyone else bring this up. This is a good catch, and this makes Dawson's illegal lottery claim a little more not real. So.
Wait, you never actually found the description of that video, did you? You just made it look that way by doctoring up this fake YouTube UI. So you...
Alright, I'm not going to make you guys listen to commercials. Give me a second. When that's done, we'll go back to it. I want to mute this too. I don't want to listen to the commercial. So, that's interesting, because I had not seen that, and I hadn't seen anyone else bring it up at all. So, good catch on Soggy Cereal's part, for sure. Alright, we're back from that stupid commercial, my bad.
And it looked as if you had access to the original video and description, so people would more easily believe you. But I want you, the viewer, to closely compare these two layouts. This one is the UI when he talks about the buy a shirt to be in my video live stream, and this one is the actual current YouTube UI you see whenever DOGPACK shows a screen recording of public videos you can still watch. And when putting the two side by side, you can see that the UI for the illegal live stream is not the real YouTube UI. Instead of rounded corners, they're sharp, the likes are gone, the upload date is in a completely wrong spot where it has never been, and the button sizes and title fonts just seem
dirty
off. And no, it's not because he found an older YouTube UI via the Wayback Machine like I did, because they don't hide likes, and YouTube has never had this exact UI. Sure, it had sharp corners once, but not in combination with these exact other UI elements. But you want to know the funniest part?
Dude, if this is true, that's straight up fraud. That's legal issues there. Well, Jimmy, you have a lot of lawyers. I don't know if you actually want to sue Dawson, but this is enough, I think, to start a suit, at least a defamation lawsuit, because this is just straight up fraud. Now, the thing is, what is motivating DOGPACK to do this if this is a case? And again, I can't say for sure, but if this is what's happening, what are DOGPACK's motivators? Because he says he's not making money on his YouTube videos, right? At least he had said that about the first couple. Is it a vengeance thing? Because you have to have motive, too, for there to be, you know, a crime. So
even the re-uploaded version that
hate can be a motive.
Found and then added
throwing that out there.
The fake YouTube UI to actually had copied the original live stream's description. So even in the re-upload he found, it says that there's a free entry option. Yet he still doctored up this fake UI to make his intentional lies more convincing.
That's messed up.
The funniest part is that MrBeast verbally says it on stream.
Go shopmrbeast.com, buy the shirt or hoodie. You can be one of the people that come down and compete in the video. There's also a free entry on the site as well. If you just 100 of which are going to be picked from, you know, people that buy this shirt or hoodie, or if you enter for free on the site as well.
So he does say it.
Well. So,
oh my god, you're so sneaky. And when someone is prepared
that's
to talk up evidence
bad.
To make potentially incriminating lies more convincing, it automatically puts every single one of their accusations that isn't bulletproof into question.
He's absolutely right.
Throughout this video, you'll also see that there are multiple examples of him leaving out crucial details from evidence that would easily disprove the accusations he's making. Because Dawson loves framing things deceitfully to push his personal agenda.
Shopify dashboard. We just have like a random number generator, and then like we just put the number, like there's 1,000 orders, we just put it, picks a number between 1 and 1,000, then my people give me the name.
Wait a second. MrBeast is only picking out of the Shopify list? Well, does that mean he's only giving away to paid entries after all? No. You can be part of a Shopify giveaway without having to make any purchase whatsoever. These are some generic examples of how to enter Shopify giveaways for free on the official Shopify website. MrBeast scamming someone out of a lifetime of dog food and then tried silencing the so-called victim on Reddit?
As far as fake giveaways go, I'm sort of limited in what I can say without exposing confidential information and getting sued. So my official statement is that sometimes things slip through the cracks, and personally, I believe that is intentional.
Okay, so an NDA in the event of a crime being committed is not valid. At least not in a court of law. If you're questioned about it, your NDA does not cover you. If you keep quiet about it, I believe if you're privy to a crime and you've signed an NDA, and that's your reason. I think lawyers are the only ones that are. I'm not a lawyer. If you're a lawyer, correct me on this if I'm wrong. But attorney-client privilege is separate because it's a constitutional issue, I believe. Whereas an NDA is just saying that you won't share like industry secrets. That's what NDAs are for, is so that it doesn't hurt the business's overall, their money. That's what it boils down to. It isn't to negate you from being able to be a whistleblower. That's why we have whistleblower laws. So an NDA doesn't get you off the hook if your employee sees you breaking a crime or breaking a law, committing a crime, breaking a crime. Good Lord. And also, adversely, if you're an employee who witnesses a crime and you refuse to testify on it based on an NDA, you could, I believe, be found as an accessory to a crime. I could be wrong. It's probably state by state. But if you're in law, let me know and correct that. Please do. I don't want to give wrong information out there. So always consult an attorney, not a Moojuicemajik.
Here's one example where someone on Reddit posted saying that they were promised free dog food for life in exchange for letting MrBeast use them in a video. 5 months later, they still haven't received their dog food. I actually sent this post to someone who works at MrBeast, and they said they were going to send it to the PR team, and then the Reddit post got taken down. So I don't know if it got resolved.
It's a healer.
More of this crap. I need to start watching this stuff on DuckDuckGo and reminding myself there's a built-in ad blocker. I'm just saying. I'm glad people are making money doing this with these ad revenue, but does it make for some really big pain in the assness? All right, we're back.
Here is a message from the Reddit user stating MrBeast did reach out to them as well as everyone else.
Oh, from the Reddit user.
This user just hadn't noticed at first because the MrBeast company's email went to the user's spam folder.
Well, that tracks.
And then their Reddit post got deleted.
Well, yeah, because the issue was resolved.
Slip through the cracks, and personally, I believe that is intentional.
Oh, the new Feastables formula is
At least he said
feasibly.
feasibly.
Hershey's.
Feastably.
He's changed the formula again to where it has most of
Personally.
the same ingredients as Hershey's and even more sugar. And
I wonder if
more
that's actually
calories per
true.
bar.
Well, that'd be pretty messed up after MrBeast actively advertised
Dumped
his
on
chocolate
Hershey's,
to be
yeah.
healthier than Hershey's. Luckily, it's just another lie. DOGPACK is being deceitful here because he's comparing a single serving size 43 grams Hershey's bar to a 2 serving size 60 grams Feastables bar instead of comparing it to a 1 serving size.
And again, I didn't care about this too much.
Well, if you recalculate the ingredients,
I don't even
of
remember
both
paying attention to that at
43
all.
grams, then you'll see that Feastables still has less sugar than Hershey's and
That's
actually
crazy.
has less calories than the previous formula.
Even with the new
And it's
recipe,
fake.
yeah?
No, it's not. Here's footage of them.
No, it's
eating the
not.
bits. You know what? Here's a
That's just straight up
footage of the 2 non-CGI buses and
Dude! If this is true, Dawson, if this is true, man, get ready for litigation, man. If this is true and MrBeast wants to, he's gonna rake you over the coals, dude.
non-CGI
If this is
train
true.
being in the pits after they drove them in there.
Shredder is CGI.
Nope, at this timestamp they do shred an actual Lamborghini in a legitimate shredder. But I will say that when they use CGI, it looks fucking terrible, as if it came
I'm just saying, it's not easy to like make.
This car is
Well,
digitally lifted.
to clarify, it doesn't look good ever.
However, they did change the original red coloring to blue to make a visual distinction between the first rocket car they launched and failed, which was red, and the second one they launched, which succeeded.
There's nothing wrong with that, I guess.
Because they were scared that both cars being red might confuse the audience, so in post, they just changed the second one's color to blue. But there was no digital lift.
What you're saying, the things that you're saying,
Yeah.
are truly in good faith, and that you're not a
Bad credibility.
employee.
You can watch my video and like,
If that's the case.
view it through the lens of, oh, this guy's just a disgruntled employee. But the evidence still speaks for itself.
Of course.
But the evidence still speaks for itself.
Of course.
This accusation of DOGPACK404 actually upset this engineering YouTuber who passionately worked on that rocket car for months to get it working.
That's
just
messed
to have
up.
This goober claim that it's faked. But Dawson doesn't care about collateral damage done to others. He doesn't mind throwing people in front of non-CGI buses to push his own agenda. He did it with the rocket car YouTuber. He did it with that tricked employee's phone recording they showed without his consent. He tried doing it with me by calling me over dramatic, pressuring me into making a video accusing MrBeast with uncertain and refutable evidence, which by now I know to be untrue, which he doubled down on, by the way. Every other commentary YouTuber did it without getting sued, even though just because
That's not a good
YouTubers
excuse.
tried milking the situation and threw unsubstantiated, easily disprovable accusations out there for clout, views, and money without getting sued, doesn't make it an okay thing to do, DOGPACK. Or do you think it's a
Okay, look. Yeah, I'm making commentary on it, but I'm trying to approach it intelligently. This seems vindictive and wrong, what he's doing here, if this is true. If what Soggy Cereal's saying is true, I have to approach it that way. At this point, I'm leaning in that direction. Just a heads up. I'm going to be forthcoming with you. That means Dawson's not a good person. Do you need to be a good person to be honest? No, but it's a trait of a good person. A dishonest person is usually not the greatest person, especially in a situation where you're defaming someone else with intent to hurt their brand or business.
acceptable to make false CP allegations, which maybe I should
Yeah,
talk
that's a
about
bad
that
one.
for
That's a real
second.
bad one.
See, in a recent video on Rosanna Pansino's channel, DOGPACK404 claimed to have access to leaked work chat messages, with one of them being Ava Christison distributing alleged CP of Ivanka Trump.
They had to
Except
know this wasn't.
DOGPACK
They
doesn't
had to know
always
that.
use the term alleged.
This is the most disgusting one by far. Well, actually, the CP was probably more disgusting.
And he also proudly
Okay, he says
admitted to
CP,
having
but-
downloaded that and censored alleged CP
Dude,
on a now deleted community
you just
post
admitted to
that
a felony?
admits to
Like,
having reverse
what?
image searched what he thought was
That I
CP
thought was
in
odd
the
as soon as I
video.
heard it.
Obviously, Dawson French himself was called out for owning and reverse image searching what he believed was fucking CP.
Big time jail time. You are not allowed to possess or own CP. You are not allowed to distribute CP. You cannot have it for research purposes. The only time anyone has access to that at all is when you're in training as law enforcement or if you are a member of a jury in a trial. And I believe even then, it's highly censored. I've never been in a jury for that, so if I'm wrong, forgive me. I hope you never have to go through that. I never want to go through that. I don't think anybody wants to go through that. At least not normal people that don't belong in Woody's Woodchipper. Anyway, back to it. It's just bad, illegal, all the way around.
Because that is weird and a crime.
Images of CP are not protected
Hella.
by First Amendment rights and are illegal contraband under federal law.
He
No
even read it.
definition of sexually explicit conduct does not require that an image depict a child engaging in a sexual activity. A picture of a naked child may constitute illegal CP.
So he deleted that community post to then lie about never having had the uncensored CP on someone else's YouTube video. Funny thing is that it only took 1 hour for people to find this tweet about that exact picture of 18-year-old Ivanka Trump being in a GQ magazine. It legitimately took 1 hour. 1 hour to not falsely accuse someone of distributing CP.
It's like he constantly lies to get himself out of trouble, and only when he's run out of lies and in face of a serious trouble and he's run out of options does he reveal the truth. Then he tries to pull the LOL I said allegedly thing again. I said, as Ava alleges. I said, in my opinion. I said, may. I said, if.
Yeah, this is the most disgusting one by far. Well, actually, the CP was probably more disgusting. But
So either DOGPACK knew that it wasn't CP and made those false accusations anyways, or he's just a fucking idiot who can't even use Google. But that wasn't the only line.
Okay, here's the thing about the idiot part. Watch Dawson's videos. Whether you agree with him or not, whether he's turned out to be bullshit or not, if they're still up, watch his videos. Because you will see someone who's not an idiot. He is in no way stupid. Especially if this guy is doing this as, you know, Soggy here is saying, or alluding to, he's doing it in a harmful manner. If his intentions are bad. If his intentions are poor, then what he's doing is incredibly intelligent behavior. Psychopaths are not stupid people usually. They're usually incredible. I'm not saying he's a psychopath. I'm just saying that you got to think about it that way. The people that are nefarious like that are usually highly intelligent people. That's how manipulators work. They're usually very intelligent. They know how to manipulate things. They may not be the smartest person in the room or the most knowledgeable, but they're incredibly adept at intelligence, at least about certain things. Usually about human nature. I would dare to say that MrBeast is naturally similar in his marketing. Sign of psychosis for sure. I'm not saying he is. I'm saying that that's one of those things that shows that kind of behavior or fits with that kind of behavior. The most driven people are usually pretty intelligent. Yeah. So just food for thought.
In that video, was it Dawson?
This isn't a work chat. This is just a small snapshot of a company chat, but it's, I think, one of many. I've heard that there's other company chats that they communicate on.
No, I had heard that wasn't a company chat. I don't remember who it was. It was on X. I saw it on. I think someone actually did a video about it not being a company chat as well, but I don't remember who.
It wasn't a work chat. It was
There you
created as an NSFW meme chat by already known degenerate Ava Christison. There's even
Yeah,
examples
that's
of
a different
getting
story.
mad whenever anyone talks about anything work related.
This is just a small snapshot of a company chat. Small snapshot of a company chat.
You're saying the things that you're saying are truly.
Rosanna's looking directly at the
you're not
screen when
respecting
she's saying it,
even
right?
watch my
Like,
video and, view it
I
through
don't.
the lens of, oh, this guy's
I'm in the
just
air about
brilliant.
Rosanna Pansino.
But the
I'm not
evidence
gonna lie.
still
She
speaks
smoked
for
her
itself.
dad.
However, at one
In
point
her
it
words,
was
not
changed
mine.
to a work chat by
I don't mean
Ava,
like
at which
pew pew
point she
smoked.
also kicked everyone unrelated out of there. But then the chat instantly died because obviously no one else, including Jimmy, wanted to use it as a work chat. Now, I will say that even though this image is confirmed not to be CP, Ava did seem to think it was at the time, and so this proves that she is even worse than we thought, and is a disgusting
Yeah, well,
individual.
that's
However,
kind of what I was
the way DOGPACK
alluding
tried
to.
distributing what he believes was a picture of a sexually abused child to thousands of possibly child viewers wasn't to inform people of degenerate Ava Christison.
It's
But
Ivanka
instead was
Trump.
to push his
Do you think
own
anyone's
agenda of
abusing
bringing
Ivanka
Mr.
Trump
Beast
without
into
disappearing from the
allegedly
planet?
Knowing that Ava was a confirmed pedophile, it's so disgusting.
I, the real Daniel, like.
Mother, father, sister, brother, every time. Yeah, I know it's an ad blocker commercial. That is the most ironic part about all of this. It's a commercial for an ad blocker. I watch through the ads though, even when they're like this, because if you know I'm watching the guy's video, I want him to make some money off it. That's just a reality. I'd rather just pause it, or not pause it, mute it, put it off the screen so you guys don't have to sit through it and you just hear me jabber anyway, than cost this guy his revenue, especially when I'm using his content.
Look at all of the messages around that image. It's a huge rant from not just Ava but other people as well about pedophiles exposed by the hacker group Anonymous in this Twitter thread she linked with that picture of Ivanka Trump because it was in that Twitter thread, as well as a rant about Jeffrey Epstein and billionaire pedos. And I don't think context matters here on Ava Tyson's side. I still think this is fucking disgusting. However, I do think context matters for the people perceiving Ava Chris Tyson's messages. I'm sorry, but if I'd see my friends actively ranting about pedophiles and bashing them, I'd actively be convinced to not think they're a pedophile when they send degenerate memes like this. I just cringe on the inside while thinking that they have a degenerate sense of Zoomer
And
humor.
that's...
Even Trey Yates, the person who leaked the work chat to DOGPACK and Rosanna, refers to those memes as a weird thing Ava found funny in the past instead of confirmed pedophile messages.
And I'm going to say that too, because I have a fucked up sense of humor. Most people do. If you ever hang out with a group of soldiers when they're drinking, you're going to hear some of the most horrifying shit ever. You have to have that in certain groups, man. That's just how it is. There's a such thing as locker room talk. There's such thing as locker room and gallows humor. People can find horrible, disgusting things funny when the context isn't applicable to an actual situation that is going on. You can make humor and light about anything. If it's not directly happening right then and that time, then it's basically in the air. It's vapid. It's vapid. It's a hole in air. It's a thought. It doesn't mean they're into it. It just means, like, I have friends that call themselves, gay all the time. They're totally straight. And they make gay jokes about themselves frequently. Does that make them that way? No, not at all. Okay, so that's kind of my point. You got to take things in context. You got to be careful with it. It's not to say Ava's not weird.
A lot of the edgy type of content and a lot of the, edgy cringeworthy humor started with Ava. Like, she sent a bunch of messages that probably shouldn't have been sent in a work group chat. Just because she thought it was funny at the time.
So even he, who actively dislikes MrBeast, didn't even notice.
So with all this evidence, I think it's definitely fair to say that Jimmy knew about Ava Tyson's behavior.
But Soggy, Rosanna Pansino and DOGPACK404 reported Jimmy Beast to the FBI, so he's gotta be a pedophile.
Reporting someone doesn't equal guilt, man.
Underestimate just how easy you can report someone to the FBI.
It's not hard
Even as
to make a report.
non-American citizen myself, I just created this entire forum of Rosanna Pansino and Dawson French, aka DOGPACK404, distributing CP in 2 minutes on tips.fbi.gov, which I will now submit to the FBI.
Okay,
Soggy Cereal reported Rosanna Pansino and Dawson French to the FBI. Holy.
Okay, so for the record, guys, if you do that in the United States, what he just did, that's a crime. If he was an American citizen, for sure, it's a crime. I don't know what the law is internationally. If you file a false report with the FBI or any law enforcement agent, it's a crime. In the case of the FBI, it's a federal crime. Do not do what Soggy Cereal just... I didn't expect this to turn this way. Don't do what he just did if he's serious about this, if he really did. Please don't do that. You can get in trouble for that. Okay, this is like, no. It's the same thing with swatting. You can get someone hurt, It's illegal to do that. It's illegal to make a fake 911 call. It's illegal to file a false report. I shouldn't be having to have this. I shouldn't feel like I have to have this conversation right now. I feel like all of us are pretty intelligent. If you're watching my video, you at least have enough common sense to know not to do this, I would hope. But that said, there may be new people watching that have never had common sense before, and this is their first journey into the land of common sense. And I'm your buddy for common sensality. I'll be your Sherpa up the mountain of common sense. That was incredibly creepy. Moving on.
Holy shit, they've gotta be guilty now. See what I did there? Also, I didn't submit this.
Okay. Thank you. Soggy Cereal, you fucking worried me, man. You had me concerned, sir.
Do other
Fuck.
I'd rather not waste the FBI's time from
Oh,
finding
Jesus.
actual CP distributors to push a selfish,
That's another part of
manipulative
it.
and personal agenda, and manipulating Rosanna Pansino so you could
Fuck.
use her bigger channel to spread this disinformation is so vile. Look, I knew you were petty, Dawson, but I never expected you to stoop this low. He also
Now,
tried dragging
this
the
comic
famous
gold is
anime
why I
Uke
wanted to do
Hero,
this
and its fandom through the mud
this
by
way.
saying it's about a 26-year-old having a romantic relationship with a minor.
Let's see if Jimmy knew about Ava's.
Now, who was it that did that one? I can't remember. Was it?
He sends a message of an anime called Higi Hero or Higi Hero.
Well, another creator already talked about this, and I can't remember who it
What's
was.
this show about?
Well, it's interesting that you ask.
Oh my God, dude! It hasn't even been that long. I apologize, folks. I'm gonna go for another couple minutes after this ad break, and I might do a third part of this video because, or a third video to this series, because yeah, this is kind of rich.
Relationship between a 26-year-old salaryman and a 17-year-old high school runaway.
So Jimmy in the chat is saying, I bet Chris would love this show because it's right up around.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Would love that show, Jimmy.
Lolita is considered a great work of literature. What do you think that's about?
Even though the anime is about the exact opposite.
He posted that one thing about the anime with the like adult getting into a relationship with a.
That's okay. Okay, here's the thing. That's a lie. That is such a bullshit lie. Yes, it is. Yes,
he
it is.
literally said.
No.
He literally said, I
The
think
context.
Chris would like
The
this.
con.
Why
The
would he
con.
say that, though?
No, the context of that anime. That show is about a 26-year-old guy. Okay, he takes in this runaway girl who is selling herself to prostitution. She's like 17 or whatever, 16. I don't remember. She's 17, 16. She's selling her body because she ran away from home because some other shit happened. And I remember this because my friend tried showing this to me, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? It turned out it was actually a very wholesome show about this dude kind of
trying to do the right
her,
thing.
like, how to get through like all this trauma that she had in her life. There was never any romantic intentions there. Sure, if you watch the anime in the first episode, the girl was coming on to him, but the guy rejected her and saw her as a daughter. That whole show, he had a whole nother love interest in that show.
So the Police is a band from the 80s, from those of you who are, you know, a little young, 70s and 80s. And they have a lead singer and bass player. His name is Sting. Now, Sting was I believe, either math or music teacher at an all-girls school. And I could be wrong about some of this information, but I'm pretty sure from rock and roll history class, yes, I had one of those in high school. I'm pretty sure that's the case. But anyway, there's this girl in class that was getting a little too close to him for comfort, and he actually wrote a song about it that you can find called Don't Stand So Close to Me. There's two versions of it. They both tell the same exact story. They just have different tempos. So go check that song out if you're wondering. And they'll mention in a lyric in that song, that book by Nabokov. And what he's talking about is, what was his first name? Vladimir Nabokov wrote a book called Lolita. And it's, you know, anyway, there's a movie with Jeremy Irons in it. Just watch that instead of reading the book. But it's a classic of literature. And it's about creepy, weird shit. Hence, that's actually where we get the term Lolita from when it comes to this disgusting, degenerate behavior with younger kids and older people, in case you're wondering.
Whole time. This was never about the dude getting into a sexual relationship with a 17-year-old.
You guys actively pissed off the entire anime side of Twitter with this one. So this again more so proves Jimmy didn't know.
So with all this evidence, I think it's definitely fair to say that Jimmy knew about Ava Tyson's behavior.
I want to know.
All right, so I'm going to take a break here with this one. This video is already a half an hour long. I'm going to do one more. I'm going to do at least one more of these instead of just running all the way through it with you guys, because your time is valuable to me too. You learned some history today, folks. You learned some things, probably. I mean, you might have known all this stuff. I don't know. I learned some shit. This guy almost gave me a goddamn heart attack. That's for damn sure. I'm sure glad he followed up with that, because I was very concerned. Very concerned. But that's why I like to do these videos like this, spur of the moment. It's like kind of like doing crowd work when you're doing stand-up. Somebody says something to you, you get to say something back, instead of having to memorize a script and having it come off as insincere. I'd rather be more straight up with you guys. Word. Anyway, if you like the video, please subscribe. Or like it, I mean. Subscribe anyway for more content, regardless. please leave your comments. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Keep it civil, you know, as much as possible. And let me know what you guys think so far. Let's see what else we can uncover here. And like I said, I want to go and watch some other people's videos on this after I'm done with my part of it. So I'm going to do at least one more recording of this, or one more, you know, addition to this series. We'll go for a trifecta, a trilogy. It'll be better than whatever Disney's putting out right now, I'm sure, but not as fiscally successful with nowhere near the budget. Anyway, guys, I'm Moojuicemajik, and I love you in the face.